Simons. Batting second, left fielder, number 27, Mason Porter. Batting third, shortstop, number 2, Miles Ross. Batting fourth, catcher, number 8, Judah Monholland. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 22, Dylan Eikenberry. Batting sixth, first baseman, number 12, Owen McVeigh. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 10, Easton McCarty. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 1, Ian Hubble. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 9, Blake Wiss. The Piper Pirates. And now the starting lineup for your Leavenworth Pioneers. The Pioneers are led by head coach Justin Bodie. Leading off, the catcher, number 11, Julian Simon. Batting second, the second baseman, number 24, Anthony Giamalva. Batting third, the shortstop, number 23, Frank Giamalva. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 17, Noah Davis. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 9, Gary Bryman. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 7, Carter Rose. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 6, Davin Coons. Batting eighth, the pitcher, number 0, Pierce Gray. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 13, Mason Shoemaker. Playing first base today, number 31, Aaron Phillips. Your Leavenworth Pioneers.
There you have it. Julian Simon will be leading off for the Pioneers. He hit a home run in the last game. We now take a break for the national anthem. Pioneer Baseball on PTV is presented by Junebug Yearbook. Go buy yours today. I'm David Kemp alongside Ellie Lovejoy, and today we have a UKC rematch between the Leavenworth Pioneers and the Piper Pirates. We found ourselves on the wrong end of this one on Tuesday, Ellie. 5-4 Piper, but with our ace pitcher, Pierce Gray, on the mound, who went 6 2/3 in his last appearance. 6 2/3 scoreless innings, that is. We should be in a good position to get revenge here tonight.
Yeah, what do you think that Leavenworth needs to do differently today to hopefully split this series with Piper?
I think they just got to get the bats going early. too much. They've struggled early in games and let opposing teams like Piper, Shawnee Heights, and Lansing get off to early leads, fall behind, and then they just can't really seem to come back late. They will put some runs on the board late, but by that point, they just seem to run out of time when they're gaining momentum. I think top of the order, especially the first three, Simon and the Giamalva brothers, they need to get going in the first inning rather than waiting until the later innings.
Well, there you have it. Hopefully, we can get this offense started early to prevent a repeat of last game where we were so close, but they got us in the ninth or the seventh. I mean,
Pierce Gray on the mound today. He has pitched 14 and 2/3 innings on the season, giving up just 2 earned runs for a 0.96 ERA. He has been an absolutely elite starting pitcher. However, he is yet to win his first game of the season. UKC baseball is ready to get underway here in the first city. Simons, Porter, and Miles Ross will lead it off for the Pirates. The first pitch from Gray. We are underway here in Leavenworth as the first one misses outside. Caden Simons at the dish. In his last game, he went 1 for 3. Next one misses low. 2-0 from Gray. Hasn't found the strike zone yet from the bump. Sets and fires. This one is hit on the ground to Giamalva. Gathers. Throw on to first with plenty of time. 1 gone in the inning. Stepping into the batter's box now for the Pirates is number 27, Mason Porter. He's the center fielder here tonight. He did not get a hit in his last game, but managed to get on base twice with 2 walks and managed to score a run that eventually would turn out to be the game winner. Pierce Gray, 1 out already. First pitch will go right back up the middle for a base hit.
right at Gray's face. He had to duck out of the way of that one. Try to get his glove up there, but not in time.
And I'm glad he did. You hate to see a comebacker get a pitcher up there, especially in like the face area, because that could really sideline you, potentially take out our ace for the rest of the ball game. Staying healthy up there on the mound, though, is Gray, trying to regroup to Miles Ross, the shortstop. First pitch misses. This is a guy that I understand Gray would want to pitch carefully. He's already committed to Texas Tech University. Next pitch misses low. He is the lone Division I college commit on the field today, so he is going to be a serious weapon for the purple and black. Pick down to first, almost had him. Phillips wasn't quite able to get the tag down in time. Pirates with the purple helmets, gray tops, gray bottoms today as Gray delivers. This one is hit on the ground to Anthony Giamalva. Takes the lead runner at second. Throw down to first is not in time. 2 away in the inning as Ross reaches on the fielder's choice. Judah Mulholland will step up to the dish now with 2 gone. Lots of changes to the bottom half of Piper's order, but their first 5 has remained the same. Simons, Porter, Ross, Mulholland, and Eichenberry. The pick down to first was not in time. 2 gone right now. Pierce Gray sets and fires. First pitch fouled away. Over towards the dirt fields. Piper currently sitting at 9-2. One of those losses, however, as the pick down almost got him. Sitting at 9-2, one of those losses did come to Lansing, who Leavenworth swept this season, so perhaps a favorable matchup there. We know a win over Piper can be done. The 0-1 pitch is fouled away, and Now Mulholland is down to his last strike in the AB. Runner on first, 2 gone. Gray delivers, runner goes, swung on and missed. And we are through the top of the first. Lone base runner coming on the Mason Porter single. Beyond that, no score as we go to the bottom of the first.
Make a big noise in the street, gonna be a big you got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing. Man shouting in the street, gonna take all the way. You got blood on your face, you big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. Buddy, you're an old man, poor man, with your eyes gonna make you zombie. You got mud on your face, disgrace. Somebody better put your bag into your place. Everybody,
Julian Simon will lead it off for the Pioneers, followed by Anthony Giamalva, Frank Giamalva, Noah Davis, Gabe Fryman, Carter Pro, Devin Kuntz, Pierce Gray, and Mason Shoemaker batting ninth. Simon will step into the right-handed batter's box. He is a power threat as he hit his first home run of the season last Tuesday night against these very Pirates. If he could channel a little bit of that power here early, a leadoff home run would go a long way at propelling the Pioneers towards a potential victory. On the mound for the Pirates is Eikenberry. First pitch is in there for a strike. Umpire vocally letting us know there. Pioneers in the home pinstripes here today as the next pitch will come in. This one ripped on the ground to third. That is a base hit. Leadoff runner gets on in the inning. And now Anthony Giamalva will bat, and Eikenberry has some early traffic. Clean piece of hitting there from Simon. Anthony Giamalva looking to keep the line moving here. The first offering to the sophomore. Gets a bunt down. Simon will be on second easily. Throw down to first is not in time. Bunt single gets another runner aboard. Pair of singles has runners on first and second to start.
Great bunt there by Anthony Giamalva.
That was a good time to do it as well because with the third baseman playing back, there was no way that he was going to get to that ball. And having the pitcher and the catcher both close in on that one,
Yeah, it was laid perfectly.
they ended up just in no man's land. Frank Giamalva with 2 men on and nobody out. First pitch in there for a strike. Checking down to Bodie for the sign. Don't think he'd be bunting here, but a hit and run could be in action. The offering. Inside. Count is even on the Pioneer shortstop. Frank Giamalva is batting .375 on the season. He also leads the team in bombs with 2 homers. Next pitch misses outside. Hitters count. 2-1 is the count. Runners on first and second, nobody gone. Eikenberry from the stretch. Swung on and driven out to center field. Back goes the center fielder Porter, and Julian Simon tags up, getting onto third. Foot came off the bag, and getting called out at third is Julian Simon. Bodie petitioning that he was shoved off the bag. Umpires having a chat about it. Looks like the call will stand.
What do you think about that call?
I thought it was pretty clear that he was sliding in there, and that was just, quite frankly, a dirty play from Hubble. But nothing you can do about it now. Runner on first with 2 gone in the inning. And Frank Giamalva is retired. Noah Davis at the plate. He pitched in Tuesday's game. First pitch in there for a strike. Today he starts at third base. Hasn't had much action in the field so far. But at the dish, on the season, he has looked pretty good. 344 batting average. 512 on base. Back in there safely on the pickoff attempt is Anthony Giamalva. Keeping a close eye on Giamalva at first. He will go. Throw does not come in. Eating the play is Judah Monholland, and now the Pioneers have a base runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Stolen base is Anthony Giamalva's 11th on the year, or his 12th on the year. He had 11 before that. Next pitch to Davis, called strike 3. We go to the top of the second. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. Pioneers strand a runner in scoring position.
Beer cooler and no AC, just to say we did. That night we climbed up Chimney Rock, knowing it was a real long drop. 3, 2, 1, we jumped off, just to say we did. Never had no rhyme or reason why. It just seemed like the thing to do at the time. Just to say we did, just to feel alive, to take a leap of faith, to feel like kind of high. Tonight it's turning up, and catching up, to just ride them crazy horses running through our head. Just to say we did. He said I'd never seen the Vegas lights, spun the wheel or rolled the dice. We doubled down on a crazy night, just to say we did. We didn't have no rhyme or reason why. It just seemed
Leading off the top of the second for the Pirates.
Eikenberry will lead things off for the Pirates. He had a scoreless frame on the mound, hoping that his plate appearance isn't quite as scoreless. The first pitch of the inning from Gray popped up foul, just short of the softball fields. Gray, good job at getting ahead early in an 0-1 count. The next pitch to Eikenberry. Watches it go by for a ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike now to the starting pitcher. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 count. Nobody on. This one chopped on the ground. Staying alive is Eikenberry. He was just able to get contact on the breaking ball. Shaking off Simon, waiting for something he likes. Here comes the pitch from Gray. This one popped up again. 3rd foul ball of the at-bat to Eikenberry. Just fighting to stay alive against the Pioneers' ace. The offering. Swung on and missed. Drops third strike. Simon applies the tag. One is gone in the frame. Owen McVeigh starts to step into the batter's box. He did not get the start on Tuesday, so he is a fresh look for the Pioneers. First pitch in the dirt. Just like the Pioneers, Piper's offense also struggled a little bit in the middle part of the game. They got ahead early in the first inning. Pitch from Gray in there for a strike. 3-0 in the first before as Gray delivers. Well, they put up 1 in the first, had it 3-0 by the end of 3 before Davis was able to put up a few scoreless frames. Ultimately, they did find themselves on the winning side of the end game. 5-4 win for the Pirates on Tuesday. Next pitch in there for a strike. 2-2 count is even on the starting first baseman. Gray nods and delivers. Just missed outside. Trying to paint the corner there, didn't get the call he wanted. Now the count is full. Taking his base is Owen McKay, as he will advance on the base on balls. Runner on first now for Easton McCarty, the right fielder for the Pirates. Runner on first, 1 away. McCarty to the plate. Ian Hubbard's on deck. First pitch from the stretch, swung on and missed. He worked out of a little bit of traffic in the first. Pierce Gray doesn't let the pressure get to him when runners get on. If he can stay cool-headed here, that would be in the Pioneers' favor. Another pick down. One of these days, Aaron Phillips is going to get him. But not able to get the tag down there. Gray getting his grip in the glove. The pitch. Called strike 2. 1 pitch away from putting away McCarty. Looping curveball didn't quite come back inside the plate. Count is 1-2. Double play in order with the right fielder at the dish. The pitch is low. Going to second, Simon throws down, and it skips away from Frankie Giamalva. Able to cover is Anthony Giamalva, and advancing to second on the dropped ball is Owen McKay. Runner in scoring position now. Count is even. The pitch just missed the outside corner. Gray has been working him to his opposite side this entire at-bat. You got to wonder if he's going to come inside here. Checking down to second, delivering to the plate, swung on and missed. Take a seat, Mr. McCarty. He heads back to the dugout with 2 gone now in the frame. Third strikeout of the day for Pierce Gray, and now Ian Hubble will step up to the dish. Hubble did start in the last game. He did go 0 for 3, though, so he was not a consistent batter in this lineup. First pitch swung on and missed. Runner on second, 2 men down on this beautiful Thursday evening. It was hot at first pitch, but starting to cool off a little as the sun sets. Next pitch in there for a strike. Gray is 1 solid pitch away from stranding a runner in scoring position. 80 degrees, but we're in the shade, so it feels good right now. Next pitch just misses, getting squeezed on that outside corner. Julian Simon making the pitch calls. Pierce Gray, the pitch. Thought about it, able to lay off is Ian Hubble. 2s all over the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone here in inning number 2. Runner at second base is threatening. The pitch popped up and into the bleachers. Gray still hunting for that elusive strike 3. Pirates 9-2 coming into this one. Leavenworth is 7-5. The pitch swung on and bouncing off the top of Simon's mask. Good thing he had the gear on. That one would have hurt.
If you're a Gray right here, what pitch are you looking for to put him away finally?
I think you might want to go to that fastball up and in. He's been working him away this whole at bat. I don't know if he'll be able to catch up to one in on the hands. Fastball comes in, chopped on the ground to Davis. It will get just foul outside the chalk. We'll do it again. Ian Hubble battling to stay alive. Count is even, 2-2. Pioneers trying to end a 5-game losing streak against the Pirates dating back to 2024. The last time they beat them was in extra innings, 3-2 over the Pirates in 2023. Batter at the plate in a 2-2 hole. Gray fires, popped up again, and the at-bat will continue. Justin Bodie having to go out to his catcher to deliver a whole new batch of balls to the umpire, as Ian Hubble just keeps on depositing them to all the surrounding fields in the complex. 2-2 pitch again. Misses outside, and now the count is full. Another thing to be concerned about is Pierce Gray's pitch count as it just keeps on climbing. Gray. The pitch to the righty. Watches it go by just above the shoulders. And after falling behind 0-2, battling all the way back with several foul balls to stay alive, Ian Hubble takes his base on the second base on balls in the inning. Runners at first and second, 2 away. Blake Wiss is batting out of the 9-hole here. Starting at second base here today, he was not in the lineup on Tuesday night. The pitch popped up and foul. Pierce Gray has shown some good stuff here, but the Pirates have done a good job at laying off on the pitches that he normally gets batters to bite at. And in the pitches in the zone that aren't quite right, they just foul them off and keep going. The 0-1, just high. Looked right about at the letters to me, Ellie, but umpire has been squeezing Gray all inning.
Which is unfortunate because he's really painted the corners and had a good zone. Just isn't going his way right now.
The next offering from Gray. Count is even. Thought about it, didn't go. 2 balls and 1 strike after the curveball missed low. Runners are at first and second here. Pioneer ace deals. In the dirt, Simon keeps it in front of him. Runners stay put. 3 balls and 1 strike, top of the order behind him. Blake Wiss trying to do whatever he can to get on base out of the 9 spot. The last thing you want to do is give the bat to the hands of Caden Simons, who had 2 RBIs on Tuesday night, propelling Piper to victory.
Yeah, if he can get out of this without recycling the batting order, that'd be huge for the long. Ooh.
Inside card will flip over, and now the top of the order is due up yet again. Bases are loaded for Caden Simons. He did ground out to short in his first AB, but he made hard contact. If a ball like that can find a hole, that could be problematic for the Pioneers. Simon headed out to take a chat with his starting pitcher. Feels like he should have been out of this inning a long time ago, if not for some of those squeezed calls on the outside of the strike zone.
Yeah, hopefully this mound visit will serve to calm Gray down as he approaches the top of the order.
3 walks in an inning is normally not a formula for success, but Pierce Gray is trying to get out of it after doing just that here. The center fielder at the dish, number 6 for the Pirates. Stepping into the batter's box in those Air Jordans from the left side of the plate. Gray offers in the dirt. Simon keeps it in front of him. Had to get down on his knees to keep that one from scooting down to the backstop. Sun is beginning to set in the west behind the softball fields. Temperature continues to cool down. We're down to 78. It is an amazing day for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky. Gray, the 1-0. This one misses again. 2 balls and no strikes. He has loved pounding the outside of the plate to both lefties and righties. He just hasn't been able to get the calls. 2-0. That one misses. Nowhere to put him. It's a 3-strike count. You got to think Simons is going to be swinging the bat here. Gray sets, gets the sign from his catcher, throw down to second, and the pickoff gets him out of the inning. Pierce Gray picking off Frankie Giamalva, getting the tag down, and left stranded is Ian Hubble over there at second base. We thought it might be coming. You could hear Bodie from the dugout calling, Frank, make a good play, make a good play. But I don't think it quite registered with Hubble. Was not quite able to get back to the bag in time.
I love that call by Bodie, though. After the pitcher has 3 balls, no strikes, and the bases are loaded, I think the easy out was the way to go.
The pickoff throw keeps the Pioneers scoreless, and Leavenworth will try to put some runs on the board. Piper unable to break through. We go to the bottom of the second.
He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's cold. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't. Music, the moment you want. One shot, it's your chance to play.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Pioneers, center fielder number 9.
Fryman set to get us started here in inning number 2, the bottom half of the frame. First pitch to Fryman, misses in the dirt. He has been tearing the cover off the ball for the Pioneers. The lone member of this lineup batting above 500, 571 on the year with a 1,399 OPS. Pitch misses inside. Plane flying overhead. Looks like a single pilot aircraft getting a little bit of a flyover here in the second inning. 2-0 count. This one ripped on a line to the opposite field. It will hang up there just long enough for the left fielder, Mason Porter, to get under it. Carter Pro will now step up with 1 away in the inning. Pro at the plate. The pitch hit to the opposite field. This one will also hang up there long enough for Easton McCarty to get under it. 2 quick outs have the Pioneers with 2 gone in the inning. Davin Kuntz DHing today. He did not start in Tuesday's half of the series. Maybe providing the Pioneers with a fresh bat to jumpstart this offense. First pitch comes in, just missed inside, almost took out his kneecaps there. Scoreless ball game in the bottom of inning number 2. The next pitch. In there for a strike. Eikenberry has been pounding the zone all day. Pioneers have been hitting him well, but just can't seem to flatten out their swings. Next pitch in there for another strike. Leavenworth Pioneers trying to get on the scoreboard here. Next pitch to Kuntz. Third strike in the dirt. Throw on to first will retire him easily. 3 up, 3 down for the Pioneers. Not much going on. We go to inning number 3 in a scoreless ball game.
Everyone in high, screaming my name. All right. Let me tell you now, babe. Oh, and I can thank you in a different way. Oh,
Caden Simons left holding the stick in the second inning as the pickoff throw left Ian Hubble stranded on second. He will step back into the batter's box after getting a good look at Pierce Gray a moment ago. Top of inning number 3 for those of you just joining us. Piper and Leavenworth playing in a UKC battle here on a Thursday night in the First City. First pitch of the inning called strike on the inside corner. Pierce Gray painting the edges of the strike zone. Got the call he wanted that time. Next pitch is hit on a line out to center. Getting back on it, and it will bounce all the way to the wall. Throw coming in will hold the runner at second, but a leadoff double puts Caden Simons at second base. Mason Porter stepping into the batter's box, 1 for 1 on the day. He singled in the first inning. Gabe Fryman just wasn't quite able to track that last one down as the double was hit on a line right over his head.
Yeah, I can't help but wonder if that one got lost in the sun. That's right where he is on the field.
You can see him adjusting his cap now, just trying to get a good view on the ball. Trying to figure out which white circle you're trying to catch the ball or the sun when that one's hanging up there on a play like that. Next pitch comes in, bunted down by Porter. Gray gathers, throw on to Giamalva, will get down, and on the error, runner comes in to score. First run of the ball game makes it 1-0 Pirates on the throwing error from Pierce. Back after a brief lapse where we lost power for a second. 1-0 ball game. Piper finally breaking through on the bunt single from Mason Porter. Throwing error from Pierce Gray allowed the runner to score. Showing bunt again. This time, the runner will advance to second on a stolen base. 1-0 Pirates, 2-0 count to Miles Ross, the shortstop. Stolen base puts a runner in scoring position for the future Red Raider. The pitch misses low. Nobody out in the inning. The top, I would say 3 to 4 hitters in this Pirates offense is a nightmare for any pitcher to have to go through. The pitch called for a strike. And trying to battle his way back into a competitive AB is Pierce Gray after starting in a rather favorable count for the hitter.
Well, if he can throw more curveballs like that, I think he'll be just okay.
Chopped at the plate. It will stay foul in his own batter's box. Pierce Gray on the mound. Runner at second, nobody gone. Pirates lead by 1. Swung on and miss. Piece of lumber not able to catch up to that one. 1 away in the inning as Miles Ross is set down via the punch-out. 1 gone. Judah Monholland, the catcher, he was another strikeout victim of Gray's back in the first inning. Top of the third. Gray trying to keep it close. Throw down to Anthony Giammalva this time, learning his lesson from what happened to the Piper third baseman last inning. Mason Porter was a bit more cautious there, getting back to the bag with plenty of time. Gray checks back. Kicks and delivers to the plate. Hit on a line into center field. That should score another. Gabe Fryman will cut it off in the gap. Throw to Giammalva. Tag not in time. 1 out double puts another run across the plate for the Pirates. 2-0 ball game. Dylan Eichenberry now stepping into the batter's box. He struck out in his first plate appearance. Seems that AB with Eichenberry might have rattled Pierce Gray a little bit. That was the plate appearance where it just seemed he couldn't put him away. Kept on fouling balls off. I believe he had 4 or 5 foul balls in that at-bat. The pitch from Gray. And this one goes into foul territory. Davis runs out of room. And it is an 0-1 count. Picking up right where he left off with Gray. No balls, 1 strike on the starting pitcher. Getting set in the right-handed batter's box. Looks out towards center field, keeping a close eye on the runner. Coming home with it. This one should hang up there just long enough for Gabe Fryman to make a play on it. Tagging, throw on to third. The relay, not in time. Runner advances on the sacrifice fly, is 90 feet away from making it a 3-0 ball game. Right now, Pirates lead by 2 with Dylan Eichelberry flying out. Owen McKay getting into the box now for the Pirates. He walked in his last AB. Pierce Gray. First offering with the runner on third. That'll get behind Simon. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Diving in there just before Gray was able to get back to cover. And now it is a 3-0 ball game with nobody on. Pierce Gray, after escaping traffic in the first and second innings with 4 combined base runners in those 2 frames, has not been so lucky here. All 3 runners to get aboard have come home to score. Pitch up the middle to Frankie Giammalva. Throw on to first will retire McCarty. McVeigh. Owen McVeigh will go down, but not before the Pirates strike for 3. Piper leads it.
Trading punches with the heart of darkness, going to blows with your fear and guarding. You never know it's gonna slip away. The thought of you has got a dollar chain. In the morning you're gonna need an answer. Ain't nobody gonna change the standard. Just feel right. You gotta turn your old self away. Hold tight. You know this situation can't be right, and all you ever do is fight. But there's a reason. It takes some time to make your courage strong.
Leading off the bottom of the third for the Pioneers, number 0, Pierce Gray.
Pierce Gray trying to chip away a little bit at this deficit. 3-0 Pirates as we go into the home half of the third. All 3 of those earned runs have been charged to Gray, but he could turn that around a little bit from the plate. First at bat of the ball game. The pitch, outside for a ball. Gray in a little bit of a slump right now to start the year. 231, 12 games in. The pitch, missed. In the last ball game, he did get an RBI via putting a ball in play for an out on the fielder's choice, but he was 0 for 4 on the day. Next pitch to Gray, put in play, rolling foul. 3-0 Pirates. Gray ahead in the count. Just looking to square something up. The 2-1. Outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to number 0. Pierce Gray just trying to get on base with Shoemaker and Simon behind him. The next pitch. Watches one go by for ball 4. I will say he's been pretty bad all ball game, but at least he's been consistent. Watching one that I think got a good bit of the plate, but he will give Pierce Gray the free pass on ball 4.
Hopefully that will kickstart our offense now that we have a runner on base with Mason Shoemaker up to bat.
Leadoff walks are never something you want to do as a pitcher. It just gives the offense so much energy. Showing bunt, pulling out. 1 ball, no strikes to the Leavenworth left fielder. Shoemaker, he did get a knock in the last ball game. This one, on the ground back to the pitcher. He did his job. Advances the runner to second on the sacrifice. Runner in scoring position for Julian Simon. He went yard on Tuesday night. Hasn't been able to show that power off yet today, but he did get a single in the first inning. 1 gone. Runner in scoring position to the catcher. Swung on, hit into the Bermuda Triangle, and that one will get down. The center fielder, right fielder, and second baseman all converged on it. Dropped almost perfectly in between all 3 of them. And now Anthony Giamalvo will step up to the plate. Anthony Giamalva, number 24. He started the ball game with a single. Runners at the corners, 1 man gone. Throw down to first, Simon back in standing. Gets picked off. Double steal attempt. Gray diving back into third. He is in there safely. Staying put is Gray. Julian Simon advancing to second on a little bit of a tricky steal play.
Yeah, that one looked dangerous for a little while. I thought the throw was going to make it to third in time, but thankfully Pierce Gray stays safe.
Good job dancing away. He stayed close enough to the bag that he knew he was going to be able to get back in case of emergency.
Right.
Next pitch comes in and misses, but it gave Simon just enough time to get down to second. Pirates not attempting to throw him out with fears of Gray coming home to score. Next pitch is swung on and missed. Even count to Anthony Giammalva, starting at second base today. Next pitch, outside. Swinging and chasing at that one, though. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. The pitch. Watches it go by for strike 3. Caught him looking there. Frozen like a deer in the headlights. 2 gone. Frank Giammalva's going to have to get a knock now to drive in the runners. Number 23, Frankie Giammalva, flew out in his first at-bat.
Emergency running to third base. Number 1.
Both Pioneer base runners coming out of the ball game.
Number 10. Tyler
Pierce Gray and Julian Simon, both ends of today's battery, having to get the gear back on, ready to go out and pitch and catch. Courtesy runners in scoring position, Frankie Giammalva at the plate. That pitch is swung on and missed. Starting the AB right is Eikenberry. Pioneer home run leader is at the plate. Serious power threat to tie this game up. This one chopped right back on the mound. Right back at the plate. Floodlights coming on as the sun sinks below the horizon. Shaking off his catcher. Gets something he likes. The pitch. Swung on and hit on a line to center field. This one's got a chance. It is gone! Frankie Giammalva ties this game up. Going all the way out to dead center. And now the Pioneers have made this a whole new ball game. 3-0, and getting a pitch he wanted to hit. Frankie Giammalva saw the fastball hang in there right in the heart of the plate and just belting one out to center. This game is tied up once again.
What a beautiful hit right there from Frankie Giammalva.
Tie ball game after the Giammalva blast. Absolutely hammering that ball. There wasn't a doubt about it. Right over the 370 sign in center. First pitch to Davis is swung on and missed. Brand new ball game, and I think no one is happier in that dugout than Pierce Gray. After having a little bit of struggles in his first 3 innings, a little bit of insurance from the top of his order. Next pitch is popped up. Just got under that one. And getting the side retired is Dylan Eikenberry. But Frankie Giammalva, star of the inning, absolutely hammers a ball onto the hill out there in center field. Pioneers have tied this game up as we go to inning number 4.
I'll smile like what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down. Then gone through the night time. Baby, oh yeah. I'll tell you what you want to hear. Leave my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time.
Leading off, top of the fourth.
Tie game after the Frankie Giammalva monster mash. 3-3 in the top of the fourth as Gray is back on the mound. First pitch called strike. 0-1 to Easton McCarty. This one is chopped back to the mound. Trying to grab it is Noah Davis, just bobbled it. Getting to first on the error is Easton McCarty. E5 gives the Pirates a base runner. And hopefully we're not trending towards another inning like the last one where Piper put up 3. Leavenworth thankfully able to respond and keep this game even. As showing bunt, not able to get it down. Pulling back for the ball was Ian Hubble. He walked in his first at-bat, but was picked off with the bases loaded, something you never want to happen as a base runner to end the second inning.
We'll take
Runner
it though.
goes. Throw on to second, not going to be in time. Getting in there with plenty of room is Easton McCarty, and now the Pirates are threatening again. McCarty at second. Pitch is low. Hubble at the plate. Number 1, the third baseman. Hasn't really taken the bat off of his shoulders today. Pop fly on the bunt. Simon able to get to it. Colliding with Aaron Phillips as both of them were converging on it. Thankfully, no damage done. Excellent job by Julian Simon, able to keep himself composed there and hold on to that baseball.
Smiles all around between Phillips and Simon as they shake it off.
Pop up to the catcher does the opposite of what you'd like a bunt to do. And now Blake Wiss, the 9-hole hitter, will step up to the plate. He walked in his last appearance. Offering to the plate, swung on and missed. 3-3 ball game. The lights are on, but still plenty of sunlight here as it is 7:30 local time, 1 hour since first pitch. Lots of action to show for it.
And you couldn't ask for a better day. A beautiful 77 and sunny right now.
Count is even with 1 away already in the frame. Pitch in there for a strike. Pierce Gray seeming to settle in after a bit of a rocky go at it last inning. Really figuring himself out there on the bump. Called strike 3. Sending him down is Pierce Gray, and then Blake Wiss will go back to the dugout with his head down. Stepping up to the plate is Caden Simons now. He has done a good job at squaring up the baseball so far. 1 for 2 with a double in his last at-bat. Tie ball game. Piper trying to unknot it with a runner at second. That one is swung on and missed. Next telecast here on Pioneer Television PTV will be tomorrow at Bonner Springs. I will have Terry in the booth with me. That one is high. Bonner Springs Braves, first meeting in several years for these Pioneers against them. Nobody in the senior class has ever faced the Bonner Springs Braves, so a fresh opponent for the blue and white. Swung on and missed to make it a 2-strike count. Pierce Gray 1 pitch away from retiring the side. You would love to leave a dangerous hitter at the plate. The pitch, high, right around the helmet level. Runner on second. Count is even. Gray trying to put him away. The pitch. Fouled off. We'll go at it again. 2-2. Runner at second. Hit on a line. Phillips ranged over to go get it, but it is just outside the foul lines. Staying alive is Caden Simons. Pierce Gray just hasn't had a good job at getting whiffs. He'll get weak contact. He'll have hitters behind or early, but hasn't been able to put guys away in an efficient manner so far. Check down to second. He'll come home with it. Swung on and hit into the gap in right center. Shading over to his left is Fryman, and getting the out there. Score remains tied. We go to the bottom of the fourth. No runs on no hits. One error.
Up and at 'em bright and early. All business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success. From my head down to my boot. I don't do it for the money. There's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory. I just do it anyway. Providing for our future, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Yeah, I'm solid, yeah, I'm steady, yeah, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, sacrifice.
Leading off the bottom.
Gabe Fryman gets us started here for the Pioneers. He flied out in his first at bat. First pitch to Fryman. Looked in there, but umpire rules it was just a bit inside. Leading off for the Pioneers. That one's called for a strike. 3-3 ball game after Giammalva tied it up in the bottom of the third. Pirates and Pioneers traded punches in that inning, with Piper putting 3 on the board in the top half. That one is hit to the opposite field, just inside the bag. Rounding first, taking a hard turn towards second. Bang, bang play, slipping and not able to get it. No clean tag gives Gabe Fryman an easy slide into second. And now, after the leadoff double, Pioneers have a runner in scoring position for Carter Pro. Ellie, it almost surprises you when Gabe Fryman doesn't get on base with how high that batting average has been. He just, every single time he gets up, you almost expect him to start running circles around the Pirates.
That was a beautiful hit. It just kissed the chalk as it rolled into the outfield.
Carter Pro trying to make something happen with that leadoff double. Shows bunt. Pulls back for ball 1. Runner at second, nobody out. Davin Kuntz is on deck. The pitch. This time the bunt does get down. On the first baseline, missed the tag. Throw on to first will retire him. But the sacrifice puts a runner 90 feet away, with Davin Kuntz coming up to the plate. Tie ball game. Hopefully not going to stay that way for long. Davin Kuntz struck out in his first plate appearance. Eikenberry trying to settle in here. The pitch will hop away from the catcher. Starts things out by watching a ball go by, trying to dial in for something to hit. That's a good one. In the gap between short and third. Coming home to score is Gabe Fryman, and the Pioneers have jumped out in front here. Pierce Gray will step up to the plate with a little bit of run support now. The last time he came up to bat, it was a 3-0 ball game, which he was trailing. Now, new life breathed into the Pioneers as Davin Kuntz keeps the momentum rolling. RBI single for the starting designated hitter makes it 4-3 Pioneers. First pitch from Eikenberry. Watches it go by for strike one. Pierce Gray walked in his last at bat. Ultimately came home to score on the Frankie Giamalva 3-run jack. Swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2 on the Leavenworth starting pitcher. Kuntz dancing around at first. Checks on the runner, comes home with it, watches it go by for strike three. 4-3 ball game as Mason Shoemaker steps up to the plate in the 9 spot. He put down a sacrifice bunt in his last plate appearance. Not going to be seeing any of that here, though, with 2 outs on the scoreboard. First pitch is inside. Jumping out of the way to avoid getting hit is Shoemaker. Getting the sign from Bodie. Kuntz being held close at first. The pitch misses again. Hitters count now. 2 balls to number 2. Sets. Goes on to first with the pickoff attempt. Kuntz back in there with plenty of space. Gets the sign from Monholland. Kicks up the pink cleats. Comes home with it. 3-ball count with Julian Simon on deck. The Pirates are yet to get him out at the plate. Almost an automatic base runner, which would be amazing to have. Shows bunt, pulls back, called strike one. Looked a little bit low to me, but giving the pitcher the benefit of the doubt in a 3-ball count. The 3-1 to Shoemaker. That one another called strike. Keeping the bat on his shoulder here. And 2 pitches that looked low and outside. Now Shoemaker trying to dial it back in here. Count is full. The payoff. That time he does get the call he was looking for. Trotting down to first base. Runners on first and second for Julian Simon. Catcher at the plate, 2 for 2 already. He hit a home run on Tuesday night against Piper, as we've brought up a couple times. He and Frankie Giamalva have been the main power sources in this lineup. First offering to Simon, popped up. Should be a routine play for the shortstop. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. One comes across for the Pioneers. No runs on 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on.
1974 was the year mommy and daddy had created a monster. Funny looking kid from the suburbs who prefer his genius cause nobody wants to. Took up a musical recipe, left it to me, so I'ma epic if it what I got left of me. Cause if I left it up to y'all, mostly y'all would probably drop the ball. These records lately and y'all ain't trying. You say celibate, but I ain't buying. No BKBB, baby. They crazy real baby, baby. And don't be caring, they hate me. And if you staring, it may be blinding. Cause I'm super duper shining. Tippy toes for a reason. So if I got a rescue ranger in, get your painter in. Whoops, I left my stain in it. Take this session, it's a blessing. His confession, I'm guessing he's the best in his profession. He's progressing. If E equals MC, where? I'm a MC, where? No comparison. I'm a therapist, dare you to listen. Now pay attention. How can I mention your music paralysis? Checking them. Lyrically, I'm checking them, telling them. Get over it.
Porter, Ross, and Monholland will be batting here for the Pirates. Heart of the order, due up. First pitch misses. Sky has faded from a dark orange to a peach color as the sun continues to set on what we hope to be a Pioneer victory. They're moving that way right now, 4-3 after falling behind early. Frankie Giamalva and Davin Kuntz putting up some RBIs. This one is hit to the opposite field. Getting under it is Shoemaker. Diving for the catch, not able to get to it. Rolling into foul territory and getting helped out by Frankie Giamalva. Throw goes into third, and holding up at second is Porter. Leadoff double gives the Pirates a base runner. They have had a base runner in every inning so far. For 3 of those 4 innings, Gray's done a good job at managing traffic, but it just got a lot harder right now with Miles Ross at the plate. He is yet to strike today, but he did a lot of damage on Tuesday night, and you gotta think that it's just a matter of time. He's due. Pierce Gray trying to pitch the shortstop very carefully. This one gets hit into center field. Fryman back on it. At the track, at the wall. He puts his hands up. Ground rule double. Coming home to score on the automatic double is Mason Porter. Ball game is tied again. Back and forth affair. And getting his gear to his head coach, he will trot back out there to second base. Pirates keep a runner in scoring position after driving one in. Judah Monholland is now at the dish. First pitch popped up and sent over towards the softball fields. Four ball game, nobody out, runner on second. Piper threatening to strike for more. Next pitch on a line out to center. Fryman going back. He will catch this one, tagging and headed for third without a throw is Miles Ross. Sacrifice fly puts another runner at third for the Pirates. Fly out to center is the first out. Eikenberry, the pitcher, yet to reach base today. He struck out and flew out in his first 2 plate appearances. Simon having a chat with the umpire, getting another baseball from Bodie. Fresh batch to keep this game moving along. 4-4. Piper and Leavenworth knotted, with Pierce Gray struggling to put batters away. This has been one of his rockier starts. The pitch just missed the outside corner. Swung on and popped up. Another one sent behind the bleachers.
They all seem to be going in the exact same direction, landing in the exact same spot over there.
Softball team's going to have a fun time cleaning up after baseball's mess tomorrow when they head out to practice. Next pitch from Gray. Chops. Check swing. Gray looks the runner back to third, and Aaron Phillips will retire the second batter of the inning. Little bit of traffic early. Pierce Gray is 1 out away from limiting the damage. Owen McVeigh steps up to the plate yet to record a hit. He did reach base in the second with a walk. 1-3 put out, the second out of the inning. 4-4 tie ball game. First pitch outside. Next one misses low. Miles Ross getting in Pierce Gray's head a little bit. Having a field day over there at third, dancing around. Gray delivers. That one's in there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1 here in the top of the fifth. Gave up back-to-back doubles to start the inning, but if he could retire McKay, that one misses. He could retire McVeigh, then that would significantly limit the damage for the Pioneers, especially with the top three coming up. Next one misses outside. Ball 4 puts Owen McVeigh on base. Runners at the corners for Easton McCarty. Number 10, Easton McCarty into the batter's box now. Reached on an error in his last at-bat. Tie ball game. This one is hit on a line and fair. Getting into the corner is Shoemaker. Grabbing it and throwing it into Giammalva. Play at the plate. He will hold it. And 2 more runs come across the score for the Pirates on the RBI double. 6-4 ball game. Piper back in front. Took that pitch and pulled it all the way into the corner. Shoemaker not able to recover it until it was way too late. Bodie bringing another baseball out. And another discussion going out there with the umpires.
A little bit of heckling going on from the Piper dugout.
Pirates getting hyped up. And might I remind you, Ellie, the last time we were in a deficit, Giammalva came up to bat in the very next inning. Who's batting third in the bottom half of the fifth? Frankie Giammalva. So
hopefully he can spark some new life into this.
Keep an eye on number 23. In the meantime, though, Pirates feeling good about their 2-run lead. 6-4 after the RBI double. Throw down to second, not going to get him. Anthony Giammalva a little bit late on the tag. A lot more offense tonight than we saw in the opener. 5-4 was the final of that one.
Very exciting through the first 5.
This one fouled back to the batter's eye. Simon getting the ball back, handing it to Blue. 6-4 game. Pioneers trailing in the fifth. Still plenty of time to try and pull out in front. That one from Gray. Misses. 2-1 count to the third baseman, Ian Hubble. Trying to get that elusive third out here. Called strike 2, brings the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Inning number 5. The pitch in the dirt. Count is full. Payoff pitch coming up from number 0. Pierce Gray. Getting set now. Checks on the runner. Comes home with it. Runner goes. And ball 4 will give the Pirates another base runner. 6-4 ball game. Runners at the corners for the 9-hole hitter. Base on balls. Blake Wiss, he had a base on balls of his own back in the 2nd inning. First and third, top of inning number 5. Pirates manager talking about a potential substitution here. It looks like for the Pirates,
Attention, please. Pitch hitting.
number 5, Connor Musil, will come into the ball game. Musil did not get a start in the last game, but he did come in late out of the bullpen. He pitched 1 1/3 scoreless innings and slammed the door on the Pioneers right as they were starting to gain momentum. First pitch to Musil. Watches it go by for a strike. First time we've seen him with a bat in this series. Throw on down to Phillips. Not able to apply the tag. 6-4. Pierce Gray trying to keep the score right where it is. The pitch in the dirt. Simon gathers, and he will toss it back to Pierce Gray. Count is even. Just missed again. Getting squeezed, and you can see visibly how frustrated Pierce Gray is with how this game's been going. The pitch. Fouled away. We are even. Sound engineer having a lot of fun with that one. He's brought out, how many has he done? The broken glass, squealing cat, car horn.
He does have a rotation of 3 that he loves, as the bases are now loaded.
He
Oh.
he thought they were loaded. I was thinking the same thing as the umpire was. That was only a 2-strike count.
Somebody got a little overconfident.
Musil in the box. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Just moments after he started trotting down to first base, Pierce Gray humbles him, but not before the Pirates pull out in front. 6-4. Leavenworth trails as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
I'm smiling, she living, she go then she lives for me. Said she lives for me, ovation. She comes out and she goes down with me. Make you smile like the top for you. What you wanna do, coming over you. Keep on smiling, what we go through. One stop to the rhythm that defines you. Another line, like the go with the curve. The game is like today. Every time in life.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Pioneers.
Anthony Giammalva steps into the batter's box here. He has started the day 1 for 2. That one is hit out deep to left field. It keeps on traveling, but will die at the warning track. Almost sent one out of here, but didn't quite get enough on it. One away on the flyout. Frank Giammalva tied it up in the 3rd inning with his 3-run blast. He's going to need a little bit more than a solo shot here, though, just trying to put the ball in play. First pitch is low. Next one. Swung on and missed. Six-4 ball game. Pioneers behind. Next pitch will get all the way to the backstop. Nobody on to take advantage of it. That one called for strike 2. Count runs even. Looking to put him away. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Headed back to the dugout, shaking his head is Frank Giammalva. Put away on strikes for the first time today. 2 away. Noah Davis getting back into the batter's box. First pitch, outside. Getting set, the pitch. Called for a strike. Count is even. 6-4 ball game. The pitch, outside. This one chopped right back at the plate, staying alive. 2-2 count. Two. The offering misses. All the way to the backstop, that one will roll. The payoff pitch, not just for the at-bat, but for the inning with 2 gone. That one chopped back to the backstop, keeping himself alive for the 7th pitch of the AB. He is seeing the ball well right now. It's just a matter of time before he squares one up. Check swing, appeal down to first. They're going to say he went. Got him swinging for the 2nd strikeout of the inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Pioneers. We go to the top of the 6th, trailing by 2.
It was all a dream. It was all a dream. Had a dream, I said. While who he said, while big I said, that's big he said, dig what he said, proceed he said, indeed I said, so read my dad, don't repeat what I said, he said nothing, he agreed with his head, he just nodded like that's what I believe to be.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Pioneers. Number 7, Porter Pro.
It's my southern slang. I speak it every day. I'm trying to get it poppin' each and every way. That's why I'm nation. On the plains, I close a shrimp and all these cats out in the place. Place, 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 place.
Remaining in the game at left field, number 0, Pierce Gray. Moving from left to right field, number 2, Mason Shoemaker. Bottom of the 6th for the Pirates. Number 6, Caden Simmons.
Carter Pro onto the mound trying to keep this score right where it's at. First pitch called strike. He's off to a good start. Top of the 6th, 2 innings left to play in regulation. Pioneers trying to fight back. Trailing by 2. Next one from Pro in the dirt. Couple scores from around the conference. Right now, DeSoto is trailing Topeka Seaman 2-1. That one is a nail biter. And then, as the next pitch goes by for a ball, Shawnee Heights currently leading Lansing 5-0. And then our opponent for tomorrow, the Bonner Springs Braves, not in action at the moment, but last night they defeated Lewisburg 19-18. Next pitch misses low. Ellie, we could be in for a shootout tomorrow.
Well, hopefully we can rally here and then go on and finish the job at Bonner tomorrow.
They put up 19 runs on the Wildcats. I will say, this one gets rocketed out to left field. Should hang up there long enough for Gray to make the routine catch. It will. 1 out for Carter Pro.
19 runs is wild for especially a team who we haven't faced yet.
I gotta think, though, that our pitching is a little bit better than Lewisburg's.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering they're a 4A school while we're up here in 5A. And meanwhile, you can't forget that Bonner allowed 18 runs, and with this offense, it could get ugly fast. First pitch misses low.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the result of tomorrow's game.
I will be on the mic alongside Terry Matthew for that one. 6-4 ball game tonight against Piper. Simon unable to corral that one. 2-0 on Mason Porter, the starting left fielder for the Pirates. The pitch. Watches it go by for ball 3. (3-0). 6-4 ball game. Pro gets a strike in there to keep the at-bat alive. Porter has reached base in all 3 at-bats. Next pitch a called strike. Singled twice and doubled, came across to score twice as well. He's been the difference in this ball game. Next pitch, hit right out to Giamalva, charging it, unable to gather, and the error will allow the second batter of the inning to reach. E6 will send Porter to first base with Miles Ross. He doubled in his last AB. Double play could be in order. Giamalva brothers playing close to the bag. Pro comes to the plate. First pitch in there for a strike. Pumping the heat and giving Piper something they haven't seen much today from Pierce Gray. Carter Pro with that pickoff attempt. will not be true. Getting back in there safely is Porter. Another pickoff attempt, and getting back in there safely and doing a push-up to stay sharp is Mason Porter. Getting back again, this one scoots away from Aaron Phillips a little bit. Six to 4 game. Leavenworth trailing, down but not out. This offense has done crazier things. The pitch from Pro. Swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2 with the runner on first.
Remember, Carter Pro is our hero both on the mound and behind the dish, as he had the walk-up against Lansing and just seems to have the clutch gene that we really need in these types of games.
He relieved Gray in that Lansing home game. As the next pitch comes in, hit the opposite field. Rounding second and staying put there is Porter. Miles Ross with the one-out single keeps the line moving. Judah Monholland coming up to the plate with 2 men on. The catcher is 1 for 3 today. He has a lot of pop in that stick. And Julian Simon will go have a bit of a chat with his reliever to try and keep him calm. Strategizing on how to pitch to the catcher in the right-handed batter's box with 2 men on and only 1 away. Bit of a power first player. I wonder if he'll be pitching to contact to try to get the ball on the ground, maybe cue up a tailor-made double play. That one is swung on and missed. Good start to the at-bat from Carter Pro. Pumping the gas right by him, just way late on the fastball. Pro checks on the runner at second. Gonna leave him there. Swung on and missed. 0-2. And whatever he chatted with Julian about before this AB, it's definitely worked. Just 1 strike away from getting the second out of the inning. That one looping curveball just missed the top of the zone. Monholland digging his feet in. Calls time. Taking a little bit of a break from the stare down he got from Carter Pro. His tall frame definitely intimidating if you're staring up at him. The pitch to Monholland. Chopped. Staying alive. 1-2. Six to 4 here in the Olsen Bowl. The last game Brendan Olsen will be one of the last as a Pioneer. He will be going over to Piper to be their assistant principal next year. Fouled off. And catching the foul tip for strike 3 is Julian Simon, able to squeeze it with the mitt there. And strike number 3 will send down Monholland. 2 gone with Dylan Eikenberry at the dish. 0 for 3 so far. Pirates at first and second. 1 out away from retiring the side. Watch this first pitch go by. Inside for ball 1. Lights are on full display here on what's starting to turn into a chilly Thursday night. Sun is fully below the horizon. Missing low is Pro 2-0.
David is just spitting bars over here.
Call me Dr. Seuss. Carter Pro looking to finish the job. The pitch to number 22. This one should be a routine grounder. Pro on the first. Phillips steps on the bag to retire the side. Little bit of base running traffic, but nothing to phase Carter Pro. He looked awfully professional out there. As we go to the bottom of the sixth, Pioneers still down by 2.
Riding around, no worries. Well, that's this kind of song. Yeah, all right. This is for everybody out there circling the town square. Proud to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. USA, Chevrolet, Dodge, and Ford. Raising a little hell and praising the Lord. Yes, sir. The simple truth speaking, working for the weekend. Every time it hits the fan, you just keep on keeping. You try the truth. Red, white, and blue. Turn it up, man. This one's for you. Jacking down, yeah. You dead right where the clear light turns in the main street. These are state streets. We're in the sea. We just drive it away. You know what I'm talking about.
Leading off the bottom of the sixth for the Pioneers. Number 9, Gabe Fryman.
Gabe Fryman will get us started here in the bottom half of the sixth. 1 for 2 on the day. He doubled in his last at bat in the bottom of the fourth. Pirates leading by 2. But he did start the most recent Pioneer rally that put a run across. That one will get to the opposite field. Looked a lot like that last swing, but this one not so lucky to keep inside the chalk. The bottom of the sixth. Pioneers have battled from behind before this season. Need a little bit more of that magic here tonight. That one inside almost got him on the shin. Fryman at the dish. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes as he went fishing in the dirt there. Just looking to put the ball in play here in a 2-strike count. The offering. Fouled away. He'll keep himself alive. Eichenberry has looked strong in this one despite the Frankie Giammalva homer and the Gabe Fryman double where he eventually came across to score. He has looked nearly immaculate today. That one misses low. Oh, late strike 3 call from the umpire. That one will actually send him down.
I
Saying,
didn't see any sort of hand signal to.
well, he waited a few seconds to give the hand signal, Ellie. He just kind of sat there for a second. Someone needs to tell him, or we need to get a doctor because he might need to be diagnosed with main character syndrome. 6-4. Pioneers trailing with 1 gone in the frame. Fryman sent down looking on the K. 1-0 count to Carter Pro. This one hit to the opposite field. That one will get down. Staying put at first with the base knock. Pioneers are in business here. Tying run coming to the plate. Davin Kuntz already with an RBI on the day. He drove home Gabe Fryman in his last at-bat with the infield single in the fourth. 6-4 ball game. Pioneers behind the Piper Pirates. Visiting from Kansas City, Kansas. They took the first one 5-4. They lead 6-4 here tonight. not in time to catch Pro over there at first. Davin Kuntz trying to make it 2 for 3 here. That one is inside. Almost got him on the hands. That one would have been painful. Hate to get hurt on those tiny little bones there. They shatter so easily. Carter Pro will trot back to the dugout as Jack Dunlap will be running for him. Pro's got to keep his arm fresh. He will be pitching again in the next inning.
Bodie advises patience to Jack Dunlap as he takes base.
Good advice, especially with a pitcher in Eichenberg who's been picking off a lot. He does it again right there. Keeps a close eye on his base runners. Davin Kuntz has been sitting up there in the batter's box for a hot minute now, still waiting for the second pitch of the AB. Here it comes, in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Hitters count for Kuntz. Pierce Gray on deck. He is due. Hitless on the ball game so far. Trailing by 2. The pitch. Swung on a line out to center field. It will get caught with a snow cone style grab. Tough break for the Pioneer designated hitter as he hit that one on a line but wasn't quite able to get it down. Pierce Gray will step up to the plate with 2 gone. Today's starting pitcher currently in line for his 2nd loss on the year, but he could change that around by giving himself some run support. No balls and 1 strike on number 0. Currently playing out in left field for the Blues. Checks on the first. He will come home with it. Swung on and missed. 0-2 count. 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Mason Shoemaker on deck. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. The pitch. Watches it go by for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 gone in the frame. Good eye from Pierce Gray, not biting on the outside changeup. That one in the dirt. Count runs even. Back-to-back pitches Gray laid off. Good job battling back. Dunlap at first. Nobody in scoring position, just trying to keep the line moving to Shoemaker. That one is swung on and missed. Sent down for a 2nd K of the game. Last one was down looking, this time down swinging for Pierce Gray. 1 more chance for the Pioneers, but first they'll try to hold Piper scoreless. 6-4 ball game as we go to the final frame.
Leading off the top of the 7th for Piper, number 12, Owen McVeigh.
McVeigh, McCarty, and Ian Hubble will get things going for the Pirates. Number 12, the first baseman, hits one to first base. Aaron Phillips not able to get to it. Ball rolls all the way out there in right field before getting tossed back in. Easton McCarty will step up to the plate now. Runner on first. Piper has done an excellent job at just putting the ball in play and making good things happen. They have had a base runner in all 7 innings, and the 6 runs on the scoreboard clearly shows that just giving yourself a chance, it's going to work out for you. Pioneers have not done as much as that. They went down 3 up, 3 down twice out of their 6 frames so far. In the innings where that hasn't happened, they've only had 1 inning where 3 or more base runners reached. That was the 3rd where Frankie Giammalva blasted that home run. Frank Giammalva needs at least one of the guys in front of him to get on base in order to get an at-bat. First pitch will hit the base runner, or the batter, and they're going to say he leaned into it for strike 1. Bat goes back to him. So now after getting drilled by a Carter Pro pitch, Easton McCarty is going to have to step back in there and swing the bat again. Runner at first. 1 man at the plate. Nobody gone. Pitch to McCarty. That one loops just a bit above the zone. Curveball had good break on it, but wasn't able to find its target. Check down to first. Not in time. Piper dugout having a good time about that one. McVeigh dancing around over there. That one is low. 2-1, hitter pulls ahead in the count. Easton McCarty sitting on the off speed here. He's done a good job at squaring those pitches up in the ball game. That one's in there for a strike. Count is even. You'd like to get a double play ball here, but if he does get a whiff, we wouldn't be complaining about a strikeout either. 6-4 ball game in the top of inning number 7. Pirates in front of the second leg of this series. Misses low. We will do it again in a full count. Carter Pro on the mound. Fouled back and sent towards the backstop.
We really need them to remain scoreless in this frame to give us a chance of coming back.
Again, the man to watch is Frankie Giammalva. He's due up 4th though, so Shoemaker, Julian Simon, or Anthony Giammalva is gonna have to get on. Swing and a miss. I'll tell you who's not able to get on. Easton McCarty whiffing for strike 3. 1 away in the inning. Six to 4 game. Pick on down to first. Leavenworth just trying to keep the score where it's at. Swing and a miss. Hubble finds himself in an 0-1 count. Good start for Carter Pro. If he can retire the next 2 batters, that would keep the top of the order from getting a chance to hit here in this inning. You'd hate to flip the lineup over because those are the bats that have been the most dangerous in this ball game.
Yeah, we cannot afford to flip the card over.
1-1 count, 1 away. Pitch. In there for strike 2. Carter Pro getting one right on the black. Simons, Porter, and Ross, as that one is hit foul. But Simons, Porter, and Ross, the top three of the Piper lineup, have reached base a combined 7 times already in this ballgame, with 4 of those coming from Mason Porter alone. Pro from the hill, swung on and missed. He will send Hubble packing for the first time in this ball game. He goes down via the strikeout, and now someone who's been awfully familiar with the strikeout will come up to the plate. Blake Wiss getting to swing the bat here. Foul tipped into the mitt of Simon for strike 1. Leavenworth, as that one gets thrown down to first. Leavenworth, the story of this game, they fell behind 3-0 to start the third inning, but Frankie Giamalva was the hero early on, launching a 3-run jack to get the Pioneers back in it. As Pro comes to the plate, runner goes, throw on to second, skipped in there, the tag, he is gone! What a throw from Julian Simon. He caught Owen McKay and stopped him right in his tracks. Excellent tag on the one-hopper from Anthony Giamalva. And we go to the bottom of the 7th with no damage done.
We don't need a key. We get him for free. No BS, please. Now you're one of us. You're coming with me.
Your attention, please. Now pitching Piper, number 12, Owen McVeigh.
We get what we want. We do it, you don't.
Remaining in the game at first base, 22, Dylan Eikenberry.
We're down in the crazy. It's about to blow.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th for your Pioneers, number 2, Mason Shoemaker.
Shoemaker, Simon, and Giamalva, the last hope for the Pioneers. If they could pass the torch, Frankie Giamalva, Noah Davis, and Gabe Fryman bat behind them. 2 to tie, 3 to win. Mason Shoemaker climbs into the batter's box now. First pitch to Shoemaker, takes a big hack at that one. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 6-4, Piper in front. The pitch. High curveball above the eyes. Owen McVeigh, the starting first baseman. He's on the mound now for the Pirates. Count is even on Leavenworth, starting left fielder. In the dirt, Shoemaker battles back to make it a hitter's count. Back-to-back pitches couldn't quite catch the zone. And now Mason Shoemaker is in control. That one is in the zone. 2-2. And right after he started to pull away a little bit, bearing down was McVeigh. McVeigh to make it an even count. Time called. Taking a step out to gather his thoughts, swing the bat around a little bit is Shoemaker. Gets set. The lefty in a favorable matchup, facing a right-handed pitcher here. The pitch to Shoemaker. Swung on and fouled away. That one will go over the fence and into the opposing bullpen. Just a little bit late, sending that one to the third base side. Shoemaker trying to get his timing right against Owen McVeigh. Pitch from 12. Checked his swing, appeal down to first, didn't go. Count runs full after switch up over there at first base. Initially called him safe before changing his hand signal. What the heck just happened? Little bit of indecision like a kid in an ice cream shop over there at first base. But ultimately it is not in the Pioneers' favor. First pitch to Simon after the strikeout misses low. Next pitch from McVeigh. Misses low again. Clearly pitching Simon very carefully after what he saw on Tuesday night. It was in the 6th that he blasted one out of here, or blasted one out of Piper Stadium. This one gets popped up though, over at short, and the routine out will be made for the second out of the 6th inning.
One more chance for the Leavenworth Pioneers to keep their game alive.
Anthony Giamalva trying to pull the boys in blue off of their deathbed. Piper has combined for 20 outs so far, but Giamalva trying to battle and keep 21 from happening. The first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Good pick over there by the catcher to keep it in front of him.
If Anthony could get on base, that would be huge with his brother Frank coming up. Hopefully he can repeat what he did in earlier inning.
Tries to lay off. That one is a called strike 1. 1-1 count to Anthony Giamalva. The pitch misses, rolls all the way to the backstop. Frank Giamalva on deck represents the tying run. Noah Davis in the hole would be the potential walk-off. Two balls and one strike. Favorable count to the second baseman. That one misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Trying to stay alive here. Three balls, 1 strike. The offering. Lays off, called strike. And now the payoff pitch that could decide the ball game. Anthony Giamalva needs to stay alive to pass the baton. From the stretch. Hit right back up the middle to second. Throw on to first is in time to close out the ball game. Coming in to relieve Dylan Eikenberry. Owen McVeigh gets the save. Eikenberry getting the win today as Piper takes home the W. 6-4, Pirates over Leavenworth, sweeping the season series for the 3rd year in a row. This has just been a matchup that has not favored the boys in the pinstripes in the last few seasons.
Yep, so that will bring our game to a close. Final score, Leavenworth Pioneers 4, Piper Pirates 6.
Over. Our next home game will be next Wednesday, the 20th against Atchison. But if you want to watch on the road, tomorrow we will be in Bonner Springs to watch the Pioneers take on the Braves. Over in the conference, Lansing currently trails Shawnee Heights 8-0 in the bottom of the 7th. They are at home, so they do have one last opportunity, but I don't see them putting up 9 runs on the Thunderbirds. And the DeSoto versus Topeka Seaman game, bit of an upset here. Seaman leading 2-1 for much of the ball game. DeSoto came all the way back to win it 5-2. That game has concluded. Alongside Ellie Lovejoy and everyone on the broadcast team here in Leavenworth, we tell you good night. Piper 6, Leavenworth 4. That's your final here on a Thursday evening in early April.